the next few days is supposed to be super cold. Um, I know it's going to vary from different cities, but I know where we at in Colorado is roughly going to be, well, right now it's -7. And it's going to get a little bit colder. I think the high we're supposed to reach is like 13. Um, and, I just hope everybody got somewhere warm to stay, a roof over their head, and preparing themselves for the upcoming uh, storm that's supposed to be hitting around Christmas time. Um, and if it already hit you, I hope you prepared yourself and you have everything you need to make it through. Peace, love, and light to the kings, queens, gods, and goddesses. So when I was looking at the weather, it just reminded me of the time when my family and we was homeless, and uh, mom and pops, God rest his soul, pops did everything he could, and mom, to keep a roof over our head and food in our belly, and hard times hit. So we lost our house. We wind up in a shelter. Now I will say that this particular shelter, it wasn't all bad. Um, it was a older man in there. I never forget him. He used to play board games with us and stuff like that. His name was Bear. Bear, you can imagine Bear. But what I would never forget is Bear had his grill was gone. Like, and I ain't gonna lie, when I first met him, being so young, man, it scared me when I first met him. Though it definitely did. But as time go on, and you feel me, he definitely was a joy to be around. Definitely, I'm not sure where he at in life. I'm, if he did pass on, to hopefully he went where he needed to go. He made it to his destination. But cause Bear was, he was up there in age and everything. So, but yeah. So hard times hit. We ended up in the shelter, and the routine was we would get up. Uh, I'm not sure if they still do this in shelters or not, but you had to be out a certain time, like roughly, like, well, at our time was like 4, and I can remember in this shelter before they gave us a room, because we all had to fit in this room. I think my 3 youngest, it's 9 of us total. I think my 3 youngest wasn't born yet, or my little sister was about to be born. It was one of the two, but um, they had like a little gym or something at first, and we had to sleep in this gym, like, where pretty much everybody just had to pretty much get in the gym until a room opened up for us. And in this gym, like, at night, I can remember hearing like little, whether it was like a fight off into the far, or uh, people stealing from each other. So finally we get into this room, and they gave us cots and stuff. Man, getting out that gym area with so many people, it was just like, man, that room that we had, that one room we had to share, and it wasn't a big room, but it was enough room to get us all in there. But yeah, so um I can remember we would get up, and when it's time for us to leave out, we would catch the bus or like a cab or something, down to this convenience store. I believe it was a 7-Eleven. And the gentleman inside, after the couple times that he seen us, because we had fell into a routine, he would, my pops talked to him, and he would allow us to um, sit inside, because it was cold outside, and at this particular point it's snowing just like it is now. Cold as ever, under 30 degrees. Definitely not in the negatives like I am right now, but in what we about to experience. But 2 feet of snow. It was definitely, it was cold. So he'll allow us to stay in there. So my grandmother, she would, once we called her, once we got there, she'll come pick us up from the convenience store we was at. Um, so this particular day, we call, we don't get no answer. Now, as a child, you don't know what's going on with parents, and uh, I do believe it was one of those situations where my grandmother didn't really she didn't really get along. They got along because my mom made it work, but my grandmother had an issue with my mother. It was what it was, but yeah. Um, so this particular day, she didn't pick up, and I'm like, as a child, I can remember like feeling stranded. Like we were stranded pretty much, like just feeling hopeless for real. Um, Probably like 30 to 40 minutes passed, and my pops like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, we just got to walk it, like, and we had to walk in this snow for roughly 30 to 40 minutes. Like, when I say I can remember like being frigid, like I can remember being, I felt I couldn't think straight, like, and this I'm a child. We walking in below 30, like, and it was awful. It was super awful. But we finally made it, to the house, and she was there. Now I don't recall. I do recall commotion, but I don't recall like what the issue was. Because as a child, parents, they try to keep their kids out of grown folks' business. So, but I can just remember being happy just to be in there, like getting heat. And the routine, we would, what I'm saying, like I said, we would get up, get to the destination, she'll pick us up, and we'll spend our day there. Then from there, by the end of the night, we'll make it back to the shelter. And it didn't last long. Like, we wasn't there for like over a month or whatever, but, we had to be there for a second. Now, I would say that, the whole childhood definitely wasn't bad. I definitely have some stories that I'm going to share that, we had some good times. Like, I remember I started this mud fight before. So that was a good one. But I got a couple of stories I'm definitely going to share that, my channel ain't going to all be about uh, sad times and all that. Chosen Ones, we do have it rough. We did have it rough, but, you know, we put our experiences out there so people can, feel comfortable sharing their experiences and relate to, and we can just all grow together. But yeah, that's my story. The time we was homeless. I'll see y'all soon.